Silence.
Well, hello once again, everyone. I'm Marty Leonards from XRT, along with Jeff Tweedy and Lowe, and thank you guys for being here tonight. And also thanks to Saki for making this possible in the city of Chicago, who are getting so involved in music in the city right now, and it's really a wonderful development that's happening. And to be part of it, I think we're all pretty excited, aren't you, Jeff?
Oh yes.
He's been talking about it for months.
Yeah. Well, you know, this performance was billed as stripped down low. Stripped down low, man. I started having images of the band not even being here. So that's pretty cool. Alan, have you been playing these songs out live much? Is this the songs from the new album? Are we experiencing them live for the first time, being played in front of an audience?
No, I think most of them we've been playing a little bit lately. Some of them we had while we were still touring on the last record, and the others we've done some scattered shows here and there the last few months, and sort of been playing trying to do most of the tunes a little bit. But yeah, this is sort of the first time we're presenting them. Like, here's the new record. Yeah, a couple of them are pretty new still for playing live, but we've been rehearsing a lot lately with by ourselves, and then we're doing this show in Minneapolis with these friends of ours, Trampled by Turtles. I don't know if anybody's heard of them, but we're gonna do a show kind of where some of the members of them play with us. But sorry, not here. But that'll be fun.
Well, it's pretty exciting news when...
Makes us sound like Mumford and Sons.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was exciting to find out that you guys were working with Jeff. That's really good news.
This is exciting for me too.
Yeah, you know, and I started thinking like, well, let's see, I saw Lowe play at Lounge Acts a few times back in the 90s or so, and is that where you guys first met? Did you meet in the Lounge Acts days, or was the relationship forged like later than that?
Not that I remember. I don't remember meeting in there.
Which is so weird because you were there all the time, right? You pretty much spent about 10 years, 24/7 there, right?
I was there a lot.
Yeah. Is this? Oh.
There we go. All right. I was there a lot, but I think we met. I think we met first through Nels in our band, and then we toured together, and we ran in the woods together, and got to be friends.
You literally ran in the woods.
Literally ran in the woods. Yeah, I couldn't keep up, but they walked. They walked with me, which was very sweet. You did. You did. We ran for 5 minutes or so, and then we walked. Yeah. And that's how it all started.
So while you're running in the woods, you're talking about maybe someday working together musically. Is that what happened? No.
Nobody talks to each other in the woods, man.
I couldn't talk.
You were out of breath. That's why you were walking.
Yeah.
So when did the idea come forth that you would work on this project, or work on a record? How did that all come about?
Well, for as long as we've known, or as long as I've known Lowe, I've invited them to come up and see our space at the Loft and where we do our recording, and they finally came by like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
A little less than a year. And I was working on the second Mavis Staples record and just getting started with that, and
it sounded amazing.
It sounded good to them, and they asked me, and I like jumped at the chance to be in the same room with them when they make music.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I mean, the Loft is such a comfortable space. Did you guys were you attracted to the studio like when you first walked in, and you're like, wow, this is where we need to work?
Yeah. It's right away. It's got a good vibe. It's different from any other studios. Well, not any, but I mean, They're just kind of using a big space. The control room, so to speak, is in one corner, kind of sectioned off. Not really dealing with isolation booths and stuff like that, like you see in most studios. But also all the instruments, or there's a lot of instruments that are just out, and I think even just psychologically, maybe that does something to you. It makes you feel like, wow, this place is just full of music and ready to happen. And a lot of nice carpets like this one. And,
I feel guilty putting guitars in cases. That's why they're all out.
Yeah,
I feel like they should be out where somebody could grab one and touch it. And instruments should be like really easy. I'm really lazy. I don't like opening cases. So I just want them to be like available.
Well, it must open up so many possibilities for you guys just to be in that space with all those instruments, and you have a lot of microphones. I mean, so many ideas you can actually have these ideas and make them happen.
It's really, I find it inspiring even if you don't use very much of it. You know, I think just being around instruments is excuse me? It's really inspiring to just be around beautiful instruments, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't use any of them, hardly.
Yeah, no, it's right. It's inspiring. I think the sounds they were getting right away, I think, was a testament to knowing the studio. I mean, Jeff and the band have been working there for years. Tom Schick, who engineered the record, has been working with Wilco for a while now, and there's something about really knowing your studio. You know, I think we've made a lot of records, and sometimes, most of the time, you spend the first day or two trying to get good sounds, trying to get things figured out, which mic to use for what, and which preamp to use on the piano to make it sound as optimum as possible. And because Jeff and Tom had been working in the studio for a long time, we sort of had all that figured out and were able to start right away. But yeah, initially when we came in, when we heard the new Mavis stuff, it was just really mind-blowing. Real simple tracks, just simple arrangements, and every piece of the arrangement just was so present and big, and the way it was recorded, it could just be right up close to your ear, but you still felt comfortable, you know. It's sort of hard to explain, but it was sort of an aesthetic that we've always loved, and it was just great to hear people who really knew their space so well.
The reason I asked earlier if you guys have known each other for a long time, it's because this new album, it really seems to be, or seems to capture everything that we've loved about Low over the years. It seems like one of your earlier records in a way, but not. But it seems like you captured the essence of the band on this record.
Oh, well, that's...
Well, if he didn't, we'd be pretty
That's very sweet of you to say. I have liked Low for... Does this keep going on and on? Okay.
Yeah.
I see how well I know microphones.
The last time Jeff and I chatted was at the Loft, and we did it with one microphone, so maybe we should do that again.
Okay. All right. See, it keeps going on even when I talk. No, it's you. It's me. Oh, I've loved Low for a long time. I've loved them since the Lounge Acts days. I don't think they know that. I think maybe they wouldn't have hired me if they'd known that. Yeah, I'm a big fan. But I look at Low and Mavis Staples as sort of the same thing. It's just a beautiful thing that you just need to stay out of the way of, and it's going to be great. And in the same way that Mavis makes me look good, I think Low has made me. I feel like they made me look good on this record because they're just fully realized and sound so beautiful, and you just have to make sure that you don't mess it up.
Yeah. When you're producing for someone, how do you stay out of the way? How does that happen?
I don't come into the studio. Avoid that. No, I mean, I think we hit it off pretty quickly. I think we have had a really deep understanding pretty quickly, and I don't know how to describe getting out of the way. It doesn't make any sense, but it's really knowing when they're kind of doing their thing and they have to work through something, and it's like sounding bad for a while because they have to work through it, which rarely happens because Low comes in more prepared than any band I've ever worked with. And
This time we did.
this time they did. And then, you know, knowing when they're really looking towards, you know, they're looking towards me for, you know, just a little push in any direction, you know, and that's what I just waited around for, and tried to keep an eye on things that it's hard to keep an eye on when you're making your records. Like, I think singers have a tough time keeping an eye on their own voice. I think it's I always want somebody to be there to tell me, I don't know, just to be able to not think about things and just play and just perform, and that's what I tried to do.
This question's come up